Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Riley Palmer, who is fresh off his pro win on CFFC 118. Hello, Riley. How are you?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Yes, I'm good, thanks. Riley, your performance in your pro debut was actually perfect. It was a great performance. You dominated your opponent like you always do, but you also finished him. So please tell me, what do you think overall about this fight?
Overall, I can't be like not happy with the win. You know what I mean? Like I got the finish too, got my first finish. So it was definitely cool. It was a little bit different of an atmosphere. It just felt like I felt a little off, a little slow to start. I was working like a lot of different combinations in the back, and then I don't know. He threw a kick. I saw he was slow to bring it back, so when he went to teep me, I kind of just brushed it off and went to what I was good at, my wrestling. But like you said, getting the finish that was definitely cool. Got to do it in front of my home crowd. Like, yeah, I was definitely happy about that.
And when do you like to fight now? In like 2 months, 3?
So right now I'm dealing with a little bit of a knee injury, like a freak thing in the fight. He like rolled over my foot or something when I was in mount. My leg got a little messed up, but I should be back in September. I'm not really rushing it. I wanted to get a fight beforehand, but I'm going to need a little bit of time just to heal this up.
And do you have any opponent in mind that you would like to face?
Uh, Shit, man. I'm ready for anybody and everybody. You know, like I'm not picky. I'm not one to talk trash or really do call outs unless somebody calls out me. But I'm down to fight anybody, man.
And I think that you are in quite interesting situation because you were a CFFC bantamweight champion. You defended this title, so it's not that you are just a 1-0 guy, but the fans know you, and I think that that this belt give you something more.
To me, that's just another trophy in my trophy case. I've gotten awards wrestling growing up my whole life. None of that really means anything. I want the real thing, and I don't want to stop with just a CFFC pro title. I want to get to the big stage and be a world champion. So anything else is just, it's really nothing to me.
And how many fights do you think that you need to fight to take the title in CFFC?
I think I could get another 2 to 3 under my belt and then maybe get a shot at that title. I know I got to prove myself a little bit. You know, it's a bigger stage going against tougher competition, but I'm welcoming that competition. I'm ready for whatever.
And CFFC is actually one of the biggest like regional promotions, so the title really means something.
Yeah, I mean it's a step in the right direction. That's what it means, man. Like everybody that gets into this sport that wants to take it seriously is trying to get to the big stage. So if that's what I got to do, if I have to win that CFFC title to do that, then I'll be prepared to do so, you know. But it's definitely it's cool to look back at, you know, when you get a little bit older, see this is where I started out. This is you know, this is my roots, you know, where I came from.
And let's talk about your beginnings in the sport. What was the first discipline in combat sports that you ever train?
So like I was mentioning, I was a wrestler my entire life. I got into the sport when I was, I believe, in second grade and never really looked back. I stopped doing all other sports. But yeah, wrestling was a big thing for me. I did regular folk style, Greco, freestyle, was successful in all three. Went to school for a year. And when I came back, I was on scholarship, so I could have went back again. But that's when I kind of got into like MMA. I started with jujitsu next.
And actually, we can see the wrestling in your fights because it's like
Yeah.
one of your most dominant tool.
hmm
Wrestling control, like you are very fluent on the ground.
hmm It comes natural, man. And like the other thing, like the jujitsu, obviously I still need my work, but even that comes natural. Like some of the positions, like it just feels like normal for me to do things. So like I've been able to progress at a high rate, having really good coaches to learn from and good teammates to work with as well. But the jujitsu definitely goes like hand in hand for wrestlers, I would say.
And where do you currently train?
I just switched training, so I used to train at Marquez MMA and Team Taino. in New Jersey, but I just moved out to Coconut Creek, Florida, to train with American Top Team.
Yes, it's probably the best gym right now
That's what I'm
to
saying.
train.
So definitely very excited, man. Things have been going great at the gym, other than this little ding injury. Like, yeah, I'll be back real soon, ready to go.
And who is your main sparring partners in ATT?
Honestly, I go with like a lot of different people. Some people I go with is like Cody Law, Danny Sabatello. Those are two names: Pedro Munez, Adriano Marias. Like the list literally goes on, dude. And I don't like name dropping people, but like, yeah, like it's American Top Team. Great, one of the greatest gyms in the world, if not the greatest.
Yes, you probably can like took fighters from any division, like heavyweights, middleweights,
Yeah, right.
bantamweights, and like it's the like top 10 of every division there.
Hmm. And the
And
coaching staff is just amazing, man. So knowledgeable. I feel like I've made so many jumps in my game since coming down here.
and what is right now your favorite part of the training? Is there is it still wrestling?
I mean, I always like wrestling's my first love, you know, like I've been in sport my whole life, but I like going out of my comfort zone. So like getting more of the boxing and like kickboxing and even Muay Thai stuff, like that's what I really love because like it makes me think. I can't just like go through the motions. Whereas with wrestling, I can see something once and go out there and do it. With striking, I really got to focus. So like I like challenging myself.
And right now you are fighting in CFFC, but I think that the main goal for you would be the UFC and then the UFC title. But are you open to another promotions like Bellator?
Oh, honestly, I'm fine with wherever. Like I like Bellator, PFL, won championships on the climb. Like they're pretty big. Like honestly, any one of those promotions would be awesome, and I'd be dumb not to take the opportunity to fight in any of them. Like obviously, I'd like to fight in the UFC at one point or another, but I want to go make my money, make my name, you know, brand, make my own brand, and then go to the UFC. That's how ideally I'd want to see it working out. But who knows? If I get that call in the future, I'm saying yeah. So we'll see. You know,
Yes, and bantamweight division in every organization is like super stacked because even
super
in a
sad.
Bellator we have
Yeah.
like 10 great fighters who can
Hmm.
be in the like top 10 of in the UFC. So it's like crazy.
Yeah, like you're still fighting some of the best guys in the world wherever.
And do you see your future in bantamweight division, or you like considering going up in a few years?
We'll see how like big I get, but I think for the most part, like even now, like I walk around like low 50s to cut down the bantam. Like I know guys cutting from 160, 165 to get down the bantam. So I think I'm in a good spot right now. I'd probably stick it out at bantam for the foreseeable future, at least.
And let's say that you can pick any fighter from bantamweight division that right now you can face, in a dream fight. Who do you pick?
From like any organization,
Yes, yes.
who would I pick? I mean, I think uh I think I'd give him some trouble like with my wrestling, but I would definitely want more time before. But one of my favorite fighters to watch is Corey Sandhagen. It'd be an honor to fight that guy. He's one of the most entertaining guys to watch, in my opinion, at that weight.
Yeah, yes, I agree. He's very tricky. He
Yes,
has
yes.
tools in like every department. So
Mm-hmm.
he's like even if in his last performance against Vera, Vera
Mm-hmm.
is super great fighter.
So
He can
technical.
yes he can finish everybody in any given second.
Mm-hmm.
But Sandhagen like won 4 or even 5 rounds with him.
He was touching him to staying on the outside. Like he fought that fight very smart. Was able to use he got his takedowns when he needed it when he got in close. So like I think that would be an honor to fight somebody like that. Hopefully soon one day, you know.
And what do you think overall about bantamweight division? Let's say in the UFC, because we have right now Aljamain Sterling as the champion. Do you think that he will be able to defend this title a few more times, or do you see I don't know, maybe Corey Sandhagen taking this belt from him?
I mean, I would love for Sandhagen to get a shot, and like you can never count Sandhagen out, but it goes back to the grappling, man. Like Sterling has world class jiu-jitsu and he can scramble, he can wrestle, man. So like I think that's where Sandhagen would run into some issues. But I see Sterling defending it against O'Malley. I personally think Sterling walks away with that win. I think the best guy at that division, honestly, is I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Sterling's boy that's ranked number.
Merab Dvalishvili.
Yes. He's like his last fight too. His wrestling's relentless. Like that pace for any guy to keep, yeah, like that's crazy. I think he's the best guy at the division. But
Yes, and in his last fight, he, let's say, dominated Petrian, who is also a great fighter, who was a champion for a while. So it was also a crazy, because the pace that Merab put was like really tough to beat. And what do you think about your skill? Like, what is your best skill, and what is like the thing that you need to improve the most for now?
My best skill is definitely my wrestling. Since I came down here, I've already made a lot of leaps with my striking. But if you're telling me I have to choose one, I would just continue with my striking. Like that's what I would say I need the most work in. The jiu-jitsu, I'm picking up things every day. The wrestling, I'm getting better and better, getting good rounds with some of the best guys in the world. So definitely the striking.
And you have one grappling match according to Topology on Fury Pro Grappling. And do you consider competing more in this kind of matches?
I mean like that's just fun to me. Like that's just a grappling match. So like that's not too serious. I see myself in the future definitely going back, competing again. Like it's a different feeling, and it's like I don't know, it's less stress. Like I was a wrestler my whole life. I'm used to going out on a mat. For a jiu-jitsu match, that's nothing.
Yes, so you are not getting hit, so it's good information.
Exactly. Like it can't be mad.
Yes, but you also won again by armbar, so maybe it's like your finishing move.
Yeah, my buddy was telling me that the other day. He's like, "Yeah, like you keep pulling that armbar." So, like, I don't know. I've definitely armbar is one of my favorite things. I'm a big Kimura guy as well. Been working on Darces and stuff as well too.
And what do you think would be the toughest matchup for you right now? Because even like Merab is super great cardio, Sandhagen is really tricky, Sterling has great back control. So what do you think right now would be like the toughest matchup for you?
Toughest matchup, like out of like any
Yes.
It would definitely. I think honestly, it'd probably be like Sandhagen because, like you said, he's very tricky. Like takes one mishap or one wrong step, you could get hit with something. He could put you away. So I think, yeah, definitely him.
And because you are a very young fighter right now, but when you in many years will retire, what do you like to be like the main moment in your career? The UFC title, the Bellator title, maybe some super fight?
It's hard to tell, but like I don't know, like any like world title. Like I think that's like an unforgettable moment, especially like the first one. So I think that's hard to top. Like anything, but I would say like yeah, like a UFC title. Definitely, that would be like hands down.
So maybe the title, and then like beating record of defending the title.
Oh yeah, 100%. You gotta make your goals and keep going.
And what motivates you to train? Because MMA is really a hard sport, really tough sport. So what is like the main motivation for you?
Main motivation, honestly, I'm just like the happiest I've ever been when I'm out on those match training. Like every opportunity that I've got training with these guys, like the nicest people I've ever met are all fighters. Like so I fell in love with the atmosphere for the most part. But I think what motivates me is I just know that like I don't know, I always felt like I was meant for something great. Like when I was wrestling and stuff, yeah, I had some mishaps, some things didn't go my way. Whatever it is, I'm ready for my time to shine. I'm ready to put that work in. So I just know like not a lot of people can really mess with me at the top. So I'm just gonna keep working, perfecting my craft, and I'll be ready when the time comes.
And if you can take any tool from any fighter in the world, what would you like to take?
Dominic Cruz's footwork. Yeah, yeah, his footwork. Yeah, it's unreal when you break it down. But yeah,
Yes, it was like a revolution many years ago because nobody
100%.
knows what he did.
It's just so smooth. So yeah,
Yes, and he's still one of the probably even the best bantamweight in the history after so many years. So it means that that his style was great so for so many years.
100%.
And like outside of the fighting, what do you like to do when you have some free time?
So like fighting like usually consumes like most of my life, but I guess like outside of it, like I'm like a normal guy, you know, like I like to hang out with friends, hit the beach, you know. Um just really just relax, man, you know, like nothing crazy. Like, you know.
Because I saw in your Instagram that you skydiving, that you went skydiving.
Yeah.
So it was
I guess you could say, yeah. I get into some crazy stuff that's like out the norm. I'm trying to like later down the road get certified in that. It's that's a little crazy, but yeah, for the most part, I'm a normal person. I promise.
yes, but I think that also it's very like uh, nice emotion when you when you are like falling, but you know that that nothing should happen, but but
Oh,
maybe
100, your heart starts racing, man. So it's you feel alive. It's almost like taking a step out to the octagon, you know, like it's like so euphoric.
And how do you deal with the stress before the fights?
Usually the week of it starts to become real, like everything sinks into me. Before that, I'm not even thinking about it at all. But like this time around, like I just have so much confidence in like who I've been training with, my coaching staff, my teammates. So like this time was different than all the other times. I didn't really have any stress or nerves. Like I was laughing in the back. Like I was on my phone talking to my coaches, just being very social, loosening up. But wasn't too nervous this time around. But usually I'll just try and like force myself to go to sleep earlier just to not think about it, you know, or just do anything, go outside, hang out with friends, have somebody just keep my mind off things. If I sit by myself, yeah, I'm gonna think about it, you know. But it's been different this time, so
And because you said that like fighting and training is really time consuming, but let's say that you have more time and you can learn one skill, like not involved fighting. What do you would like to learn?
I like to. Uh, hmm, that's a tough question, but I think I would like to learn how to shoot, like get like a carrying permit, like learn how to shoot properly. Yeah,
Okay,
go to the range.
but with the gun or the bow.
Yeah, with the. I'm sorry. What did you say there?
With the gun or with the bow?
Uh, honestly, both. I had them both in the same category because I would love to pursue archery as well. So like I kind of wanted to group the two, but if I had to choose one of them, probably archery. I think that's awesome.
Okay, so like in the perfect scenario for you, because you have some injuries right now. In this year, how many fights would you like to have? One, maybe two.
Before this year ends, I'd like to have at least one, maybe two more fights, and then by next year, uh, I think I'll have maybe one more fight on my contract. I'd have to go back and read it, and then that's when we see do I get re-signed? Do I go somewhere else? but definitely want to get one more this year, possibly two.
So the last one in your contract should be for the title. It would be like great thing
I would
to.
hope. I would hope. We'll see. I still gotta do my part, but yeah.
Okay, Riley. So many thanks for this interview. I hope that we can see you even twice in this year, and maybe next year in a different organization. And I hope that your career will go forward.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. It was a pleasure talking to you.